Well, my name is Frank Wekuba, and I'm here to introduce to you mental life education. Mental life education is all about how to live your thinking life. There are three kinds of life that everybody in this world lives. First, we have our thinking life or thought life. Secondly, we have our spiritual life. And then thirdly, we have our physical life. Our thinking life or thought life is the bridge between the spiritual life and then the physical life. The life that we live outwardly is what we call the physical life. And then the life that we live between us, we the human beings, and God is what we call the spiritual life. And the life that we live within our mind is what we call the thinking life. So your thinking life can connect you to God, and your thinking life connects you also to the physical realm, and it also connects you to the spiritual realm. And so it is important that we pay much attention to our thought life or thinking life. And that is what mental life education seeks to portray or project to the world. It's a new thing altogether, but as you continuously learn about it, you develop some skills and abilities that you were not born with, so that you begin to improve upon the quality of your thinking life, the quality of your thoughts. What are your thoughts towards problems? What are your thoughts towards adversities? What are your thoughts towards issues of life? If you take your time to assess these things within your mind, you realize that some of us are having thoughts towards problem in a negative way. Some we have worry towards problem. Some we have fear towards problem. Some we have jealousy towards problem, bitterness towards people. All these things are thoughts in us. Fear is a thought. Bitterness is a thought. Anger is a thought. Jealousy is a thought. Emotional hurt all come from thoughts. Our behavior comes from our thinking. Our emotions come from our thinking. So how we live our thinking life will determine whether we'll be able to overcome these things that I have mentioned. Can your thinking be able to overcome jealousy? Can it overcome bitterness? Can it overcome anger? Unless you learn issues about mental life education before your mind can be able to do that. Secondly, we are always searching for happiness, and we search for happiness from money, from a lot of things in the world. But if you take a critical analysis of yourself, you realize that happiness comes from your thinking. And that is why you have to spend more time within your life to be able to improve upon the quality of your thinking. Your thinking controls your emotions. Your thinking controls your decisions. Your thinking controls your reactions. Your thinking controls your behavior. Your thinking controls every aspect of your life. So if your thinking is negative, if your thinking is wrong, it will affect all aspects of your life. So mental life education is meant to help you improve upon the quality of your thinking. It is going to help you assess the weaknesses in your thoughts, the weaknesses in your thinking, and be able to overcome them. And so we are going to be with you for the rest of the year to be able to delve into our thinking and how to live our life in our mind, how to live our thinking life. So how do we become permanently happy? How do we become permanently peaceful? It can only come from our thinking life. Many people think that they have to change the place they live, but they forget that changing the place we live without changing our thinking life is nothing to write home about. If you change the place you live without changing your thinking life, your life will still be the same. You can remain at where you are, but if your thinking life is changing, your life will change. What is your thinking life? What is the kind of life you live inside your mind? This is what we are going to look at. So with mental life education, we'll look at your thinking, that is your thoughts. We'll also look at your emotions, your desires, your decisions, and your behavior, and how your thinking influences all these items that we've mentioned. Your thinking is your power. Your thinking is your strength. Your happiness comes from your thinking. Your peace comes from your thoughts. Joy comes from your thoughts. happiness comes from your thoughts. Contentment comes from your thoughts. And they all depend on the kind of life you live inside your mind. You can be outwardly good, but inwardly, if your thinking life is of poor quality, you'll be very miserable. You can be outwardly miserable, but if your thinking life is of good quality, you can be a very happy person. Living outside Ghana or traveling abroad without having a quality thinking life will not do you anything within your mind. You can have all that you need to have, but if your thinking life is of poor quality, it will not do you any good. You can have nothing, but if your thinking life is of good quality, then it can be something good for you. For this reason, learn how to improve upon your thinking life through mental life education that we are bringing to you. Thank you very much.